Good morning, students. In the previous class, we are discussing with the law of agency, where we study who is an agent, who is a principal, then what are the essentialities of a valid agent, or what is the contract? That contract, what is the essentiality? Then after that, how to create an agent, or how to create the contract of agency. It may be express or implied like that, or it may be the operation by the law, or it may be due to ratification that you see in the previous classes. And after that, what are the liabilities with regard to an agent in case of a principal like that? So today we are going to discuss with the duties and the responsibilities or the rights of an agent. So how it is to be looked into. So today we are going to discuss with the and yesterday one more thing. There is a named principal, there is an unnamed principal, and a what is that unholding or undisclosed principal. So named principal means both the name and its existence are to be revealed or disclosed by the agent to the third party. It is called a named principal. While the other case, that is the unnamed principal in the sense means only the existence is to be disclosed and the name is not disclosed. In such a case, that is the which one? Unnamed principal. And there is one more, undisclosed principal means both the existence and the name are not to be disclosed to any third party by the agent. It is a case of undisclosed principal. And as per the facts also, there are something means three cases means how an agent is acting if the principal is a named one, if the principal is an unnamed one, and if the principal is an undisclosed one. Then next is duties to an agent. So following are the important duties of an agent towards his principal. Duty to work according to the directions given by the principal. So whatever the principal is giving the direction to the agent, he is doing his duty based on that. So the most important duty of an agent is to act according to the directions given by the principal. If there are no directions given, he must act according to the custom that prevails in the business. അങ്ങനെ ഒരു ഡയറക്ഷനും കൊടുത്തിട്ടില്ല എങ്കിൽ he must need to follow the custom. പഴയ കാലത്ത് പ്രവചിച്ചു പോന്നിരിക്കുന്ന ഏത് രീതിയിലാണ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടതെന്നുള്ളത്. So that is the duty to work according to the directions given by the principal. If not, follow the customs prevailing in the business. So that is the first point. So duties according to the directions given by the principal. So as per the case law, an agent was instructed to keep goods of P at a particular warehouse. So as instructed by P, an agent need to store goods at a warehouse. He kept the goods in another warehouse which was equally good. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ വേറൊരു warehouse സ്റ്റോർ ചെയ്യാൻ വെച്ചിരുന്നു. വേറൊരു ഈക്വലി ഗുഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള വേറൊരു വെയർഹൗസിലോട്ട് എന്ത് ചെയ്തു? സ്റ്റോർ ചെയ്യാൻ വെച്ചു. The goods were lost in fire and the agent was asked to compensate the P for the loss of goods. So goods were lost by fire. Fire and goods നശിച്ചു പോയി. So that agent was asked to compensate P for the loss of the goods. Because why it is? P directed to store where in the warehouse as instructed by P. But what A is doing? A kept the goods in another warehouse that was equally good. The goods were lost in fire and the agent was asked to compensate the P for the such loss of goods. So that is the case with regard to which one? First case, as directed by the principal, the agent to be acted. Then second case, to work with reasonable skill and diligence. Angayattam skill as well as diligence, agent need to act. An agent is bound to conduct the business of agency with as much skill as is generally possessed by the persons engaged in the similar business. So he should be capable to do so. That is, he should have the reasonable skill and diligence to work as an agent on behalf of the principal. However, if the principal has notice of want of skill on the part of an agent, this rule will not apply. So, if the principal has notice of the want of skill on the part of the agent, then in such a case, no need to inform the agent to do so. He will do as it is. The agent should discharge his duties with a reasonable skill and diligence. Angayattam skill, capable or ability, trait, quality with and diligence also he is doing. If there is any neglect or want of skill or misconduct on his part, he is liable to compensate the principal for the loss occurred. So, any neglect, that principal avaganikkuvo or the want of skill or the misconduct on his part, misconduct, there is such a case, he is liable to compensate the principal for such a loss. So that is to work with a reasonable skill and diligence. So first point is to act as per directions of principal. Number two, what is that? With the reasonable skill and diligence. Okay. Then third is duty to render accounts. So an agent is bound to render the accounts when the principal demands it. If principal ചോദിച്ചാലും accounts show ചെയ്യാൻ ready ആയിരിക്കണം ആര് agent. So that is the third point, duty to render books of accounts. Duty to render books of accounts. Then duty to communicate in case of difficulty. Duty to communicate in case of difficulty. It is the duty of an agent to use all reasonable diligence in communicating with his principal and to seek the instructions from him. So, it is in case of difficulty, it is the duty of an agent to use all reasonable diligence. That should be communicated with the principal and to seek instructions from him. എന്തായാലും ഒരു അർജൻസി വരികയാണ് അപ്പൊ എന്താ പ്രിൻസിപ്പലിനോട് ചോദിക്കുന്നു okay so that the principal is instructed to do so, he is doing that thing. That is the duty to communicate in case of difficulty. Then duty not to deal on his account. Duty not to deal on his own account. His own account. An agent must not deal on his own account in the business of the agency without obtaining the consent of the principal and informing him about all the material facts within his knowledge. അറിയാവുന്ന കാര്യങ്ങളെല്ലാം ഏജന്റും പ്രിൻസിപ്പലും തമ്മിൽ ഷെയർ ചെയ്തിരിക്കണം. അയാളുടെ പ്രിൻസിപ്പലിന്റെ അക്കൗണ്ട് ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യുകയാണെങ്കിൽ he need to take proper consent from the principal. The agent need to take proper consent from the principal and informing him about all the material facts within his knowledge. If an agent deals in the business of agency on his own account without the knowledge of the principal has got the following options. If a material fact was dishonestly concealed by the agent, or if the dealings were disadvantageous to him, the principal may repudiate the transaction, cancel the transaction. How it is, എല്ലാ കാര്യങ്ങളും to be revealed between both the parties, isn't it? So, if there are some exceptions to this, if a material fact was dishonestly concealed by the agent, dishonestly